think I have a first caller. Hello there.
Hello, my Gio, my Egu.
Zeus, how you doing, Baba?
I'm doing good, man.
Great.
How is your family?
Well, we're fine. Thanks for asking.
Good to hear.
Thanks,
my Egu.
Baba.
The Western capitalism system have impoverished Nigeria and the Ecowas. See, just 3 years ago, almost all the Ecowas countries have some kind of what I call their democracy or whatever. But now it's like there's a wave coming in. Over 4 coup already down, and the wave is still going. Can you believe that even as I'm speaking to you now, these people they like to stay in power, they don't want to go.
They don't.
I mean, all the ECOWAS countries, some of them spent 35 years. Even there's one that have dementia, and he have stroke. And he went to that Francophone meeting, and they were holding him. I mean, none of all these African leaders.
The Gabon.
Yes, sir. And there's a wave 2 going in Senegal. And I don't know if you know, you must have known about that.
Yes,
this guy,
I know about that too.
He wanted
trying to change the constitution because he wanted to go for the 3rd term, and people started protesting until they forced him.
And the person trying to contest, the person contesting against him, he booked him for a rape charge and put him in jail. So it's all over. And you know one funny thing? These people, they travel overseas for their health care. How can you rule a country for 35 years? And there's no hospital in that country for you to go to? You want to travel overseas to get your medical care. Look at Gabon. Gabon should be one of the richest countries in Africa today. But look at their GDP. These people with their friends, they just steal everything. They don't obey no law. They change the constitution. I mean, I don't know the kind of brain they got. And look at our constitution before I round up. Our constitution in section 16 said the economic system should not be concentrated or in a wealth by one individual. And look at what they did with Dangote. They gave him free land, what they call the free economic zone. They gave him all material free, no duty waiver, they call it. And our government borrowed $2.7 billion for him to invest in a private company. And when Nigerians started challenging them, they claimed they allocated $1.5 billion to Port Harcourt, $1.5 billion to Kaduna and Warri. Nobody monitoring all these things. None of these things are being fixed. Where are the money? Where are the money? Look at the solid mineral. You know, people don't pay. Sometimes they give them 5 years free. Just go there. Just go. We are trying to help you.
Then you start paying us later.
And these people are making over $500 million a year. No accountability. Who runs a country like that? And you telling the military not to answer? Except they're cowards. Mayegu, let me tell you something. I'm a military man. I served in the United States Navy. I'm currently in the United States Army. I don't see anywhere in the world what the West Africans are doing right now. They're taking their land back, pushing back on the West. They don't like when we come out to defend what belongs to us.
No.
Because it's working against them. If the military are the ones that will make Nigeria rethink again, these people are taking us for a ride. Enough is enough. Mayegu, I rest my case. Thank you so much.
Zeus, right? You have delivered. Everybody is following the situation, right? Nobody's going to claim ignorance when this whole thing comes down. But yeah, we got you. Thank you, Zeus. I've got another caller. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
We got you. Thank you. Mayegu.
Wow.
Thank you. Let me lower my.
Yeah, mute it by the way.
Yeah. I just want to lower it. I'm a first-time caller, and I got through today to you. I've been following you for quite a while as well.
Thanks, man.
You have been awesome all this time.
Thank you.
And I just want to thank you for what you do, and just also encourage you like the others. who listen to you to say, just keep it up.
Thanks,
I wish people like us, when we were growing up, we had the courage to actually, do these things that you guys are doing now. I know that you are a very skeptical person when it comes to the Nigeria establishment and what is going on in Nigeria, and I do not blame you at all for it. Now, one of the things that I want to point out and it's been on my mind for a very, very long time is that you see, we forget, some of us who agitate, we forget something that is very, very fundamental, which is our fathers during the pre-colonial era entered into treaties with the West. I'm going to give you a bit of history so that you can understand the context with which I'm talking now. You remember the Royal Niger Company?
I do.
The Royal Niger Company signed a lot of treaties with our kings. Yeah?
That's right.
All over Nigeria. The area called Nigeria today. Then it was not Nigeria. But they were entering into different treaties. And it is those treaties that they use in cajoling us into amalgamation of the North and the South. Yeah?
That's right.
Now, before then there was the amalgamation. And then before independence, the different constitutions, don't forget that we Nigerians, we have not written any constitutions for ourselves at all.
No.
Yeah?
No.
It has always been people from Littleton to Macpherson to Richardson to Richard and all that, all those constitutions up till the independent constitution was also written for us. And it was the Republican Constitution that had the semblance of what we did for ourselves. However, it was a carbon copy of what we inherited from independence.
That's right.
And there was a little tweak.
I know.
And I just want to bring you to the present. If you take a look,
sir. We all are.
Now, if you take a look, you will find that during this period, during this Buhari time, when they were talking about constitutional change or let us change the system of government to either presidential or whatever, they kept us telling us that there is no way we can just shave a constitution and write a new one. You understand? These are Nigerians telling us that we Nigerians cannot throw away a document that was handed over to us and get a new one that is local to us.
That actually represents.
That represents the generality of Nigerians. They are telling us that they cannot. Now, going back to where I started, Mayegu, is that those treaties that were signed before amalgamation and during amalgamation, and by the way, have you ever seen the document, that amalgamation document?
Well, I have, but not like, it's just in pieces.
Okay, very good. But that amalgamation document is somewhere signed by specific people that they talked about, the Obong of Calabar, the Sultan of Sokoto, or the Sultan of Sokoto, and probably the Alafi of Ife or Oni of Ife, and maybe one or two other people that signed it. Yeah, and I can assure you that everybody was blindsided with whatever, all the small prints. I can assure you that, because this is how these people
that's
operate.
Why I said I only saw the pieces of it here and there.
I
didn't even see a copy where all these people mentioned signed. I've only heard
it.
I've not seen, but I've seen where the copy of where they are like, this, the Royal Niger Company store. I've seen a copy of few. I could even look them up right now.
Very good. Now that is exactly where our problem is.
Sorry to cut in, right? It just kind of make me feel something right now, sir, right? If Nigeria as a country, hang on. If Americans, as a country, after fighting their civil war that gave them independence, right, over 250 years ago, okay, if that same America still have the copies of all of the arrangements that finally led to the what do you call it, the emergence of America as America, how come that those who call themselves the leaders of Nigeria today, none of them could possibly, or no historian could present that copy of that amalgamation? Do you know that nobody has it in Nigeria?
But
maybe
that is
somewhere in the UK anyway, but nobody has seen it. No Nigerian leader can say, I have seen it before.
That is exactly what I'm telling you. Now, let me tell you something else that you need to, that people are not thinking about. You know that treaty of Berlin, that Berlin conference. First of all, I don't know if you can, but let the audience today go and look up the meaning of treaty. These are agreements signed by different states, and those agreements are binding until they are abrogated. Until both countries will come together to say, I am no longer part of this treaty. Yeah, by law. Now, if any country don't do that, yeah, they are obliged, yeah, that treaty subsists, and they are obliged to follow the letter of those treaties. And these are the things, yeah. Now take a look, and this is something that you need to understand.
Yes,
as far as Nigeria is concerned, there is nothing in that geographical location, yeah, that is indigenous to us. That include the name Nigeria, yeah. Many of the names that you hear about Nigeria today, yeah, and around Nigeria are all foreign to us, except all these our small villages.
The original
ones. Most of the towns, is it Benin? Is it Lagos? Is it Jos? Is it maybe Kaduna? But I can still tell you, today, yeah, that most of those names were they all originated from the white man. So they are all foreign to us. Now, my point that I'm trying to raise, Mayegu, this night, is to say that the first thing that I think that Nigeria need to do, if our leaders were sincere, because there is something else. Okay, before I say this, yeah, let me just say something else. Yeah,
all right.
I do not believe that Nigerians are not capable of good. I do not believe that. We as Nigerians, because anywhere else we go in the world, look at you here, Mayegu. You are doing fantastically well in what you are doing right now, more than any white man or anybody in the world, or at pair with everybody in the world. What you do right now, yeah.
Yes, I am.
Now, that is the ability that we have as a people, as Nigerians.
If we have
the
access
brains,
to same
we have
opportunities.
it. Everything we have it. Given the same opportunity, we will excel. Now, so what I was trying to say to you is to say that the people who occupy the position of power today, they are capable of turning Nigeria around.
Yeah, but they just don't have the will.
And for me, I do not think that they are deliberately, punishing their own people. For me, I'm thinking that there is something that is holding our people down. Now, for hold on, I will tell you.
All right.
For the French-speaking African countries, it is very clear. France owns those countries. For me, I think it is the same with the English-speaking countries. But the English, they are always very subtle in their dealings. They have told us that they've given Nigeria independence. It's Nigeria that is doing whatever they are doing. They are the one running their own countries. Yeah. But please, that is not true. There is no way I can believe that. We can blame our leaders all we want. The only thing that I can blame our leaders for is two things. One, they have refused to tell their people the truth. That they are held with the barrel of the gun to say you must do this, otherwise this will happen to you.
Lose power.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Then number two.
Okay. Now, because of our time, you know how we do it here, right? We just have to do it like a short. But I know you have a lot to share, right? Thanks a lot, sir. I'll take another one.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, Mayegun. Thank you. Cheers.
Bless you,
bye.
So, what happens is that a lot of people have a lot to say, but sometimes we don't even know that the time is actually going. You wanted to speak for maybe 5 minutes, and you find yourself speaking for like 10, 15 minutes. That's some other people's, chance that we are kind of overstretching. But I wish I could listen to you all night, okay? And I hope I'll get you back sometime soon too. But let me take this. Oh no, it didn't get me. Can you get that? Hello there.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me pause this, please.
You are in. You are on, I'll say.
Oh my God. I didn't expect that. I'm good. I've been trying to call you all this while, so don't let me waste my time. Yeah, I listen to what the man that called, To me, I know that we all know that the Western world, they're behind all this, they're part of our problems in Africa. But coupled with our people, our leaders, they definitely comprehend, they accept, because they have the ability, yes, they have the ability to say no.
They do.
They can refuse these people. Yeah, because I remember during the time of Ijiagbo and this Buhari, that time, when this Western England, British, I think they had our the plane here, and back home, Ijiagbo ground their own aircraft. He did that for them. Yes, definitely. So these people, definitely, if our leaders, they know what they are doing, if they are not cruel, if they are not really greedy, definitely they can say no to these people.
They have the right to say no.
They have the right to say no. And if they said no, and these people gave them if you don't do this, this and that, they can really open this. And then see what they did to, what is the Samuel Doe? See what they did. See what they did. They did so many things. They've been on our case long ago. And
you know what they said, Ma? You know what they said? They said that in Africa, in the last 50, 60 years, okay, there has been a violent change of government, either through coup or palace coup and all of that. They said there has been over 59 coups in Africa in the last 60 years, right? And CIA, America, is involved in 59 coups. America is involved in 52. France is involved in 47, right? And of course, the almighty Britain is involved in all of them.
Yeah. There's this movie, what is it called? Documentary, Journey of an African Colonial. If you see that documentary, you with all these people, honestly, I don't know. Our people back home, they need to go and watch some documentary so that they will know the action, they will know the consequence of what is really going on, where they are going. Because these leaders, they don't really mean well. They've started all these traitors. All these problem, the betraying attitude they have is long ago. Our leaders,
they are the most ungrateful people too, ma. They are the most ungrateful people. They give them everything, and they give us nothing.
Yes, nothing. Okay, that time, Akintoye, Kosoko, when I watched that thing, the so-called Akintoye, the king, because he wanted to take over from Kosoko, he held under the British. He was the one that called British to support him to fight his own nephew that time. So, and if you now remember, this thing that happened, even Jaja of Opobo, Jaja did the same thing. He was even under British, right? And at the end of the day, he fought his own people in Shekiri. Then he fought his own people. Yeah? And at the end of the day, it was these British people that even
that deposed him. They deposed him, and then
they betrayed him. Yeah, he left his kingdom. They invited him, and they said that they promised that they would not do anything. They just invited him, come and go. But at the end of the day, when he got there, they seized him and they deported him.
That's right.
So he left his own kingdom. So many things. This thing has been happening, and these our leaders. They knew all these things, but they're not really ready. So that's what I'm saying, that if they want to refuse these people, they know what I'm saying now, they know everything. You understand? So they can. It's only because of their own greediness. And our people, because I know the time. Our people back home, Nigerians, masses, our so-called masses, I'm telling you, like what you always say to them, nobody is ready to fight for anybody. It's them. They need to know what they are doing. They really need to know the truth. They really need to, to really know where they're going and what exactly they want. If they want to sink in this thing, they should continue that way. Because I saw one stupid boy that was talking rubbish, Jami or Lawali or something, that people were saying, okay, you block. If they're doing all those rubbish things that they're still enslaving themselves, and they're not fighting for them, they didn't know what they're doing, they don't know the next thing to do, and they just sit down, cross the legs, and they don't want to die. I'm not saying people should die, I'm not saying that, but
at least even if you're not wishing them dead, right? Their leaders are actually killing them. We all know that already.
Killing them. So what is going on in Nigeria is too much for anybody to discuss. It's beyond the bloom. It's already escalated. It's already blown. So if people are just sitting down and all this mentality of just cross their hands, whatever is happening is happening, and let's just continue praying.
Let us pray. Let us pray so that God will come and do it
I'm not against prayer, but there's some things but there's some things that you have to take action. If you don't take action, do it. If you don't take action, nothing will happen. You can't change anything. If you sit down, if you just cross legs and watch,
you have to do something.
Forget it. Nothing will happen. This thing will since our forefathers have been hearing is it go better. Up till now we are still there. We are our children. We said it go better. Now our children, we are now grandparents. We are grandparents now.
Remember when you are still a young girl,
honestly,
right? And you're constantly shouting up Nepa. You are grandma now.
Exactly.
A lot of us are going to become grandpa soon. Our own grandchildren are already shouting up Nepa.
This afternoon, I was discussing with my husband, and we were saying, gonna those days when we finish school, that we're going to trek from, we're going to prefer to trek than taking buses, that we be like, as a person, I always pray for my daddy not to come and pick me. I was like, I didn't like my daddy to come and pick me. I really wanted to walk with my colleagues. Then when we get to the tap, we open tap. Outside tap, what is the public taps? Taps, water. We play with things, we move on, we did all sort of things. Nothing like that anymore. They make life miserable for people. We make life miserable. People need to get up. They need to wake up back home. If they're just sitting there, I know some people, they're listening now. They're listening, They need to do something. They need to just rise up. They need to wake up. That is what they need. The wake up call. It is now. It is now. It is now.
When that bell sounds, you should not feign ignorance and say, "What's that about?" Stand up.
Honestly, it's overdue. It's overdue. It's overdue. Michael, just let me. I'm happy that I really There are a lot of things. Everybody, every one of us got a lot of things to
I can tell
say.
that you just want to let all of them out
I
at the
just
same
have
time.
to be.
Don't worry.
Yes,
Yeah,
but let's just leave it for now. Thank God. Thank you so much. God bless you. My regards to your family.
To yours
Thank you. Bye.
Stay safe, my other.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye. Bye.
So that's a good one to encourage and tell everybody that nobody's coming to fight for everybody. If you're not ready to fight for yourself, I'm ready to fight for myself. And if you are ready to fight for yourself, instead of you joining them like they say, if you can't beat them, you join them. You don't have to join them. Call the rest of us when we join hands together. We'll go beat them to death. What? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello. I actually can hear you. If the network is acting up, I'll give you just a few seconds.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me now,
Good
please.
evening.
You will need to then speak up, okay, so that all of us can hear you too. How you doing, Baba?
Yeah, well, I'm doing good. I'm calling from Sweden.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, please go on. You are live now. Everybody can hear you.
Do you hear me now?
Loud and clear, sir.
Yeah, thank that lady that just spoke now, Lily. Mayego, I just want to say one thing.
Yes.
When all of us are living in Nigeria, we are leaving Nigeria. Hopefully that we spend 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, as the case may be, and we go back home. Nobody, I tell you, 85% of people outside Nigeria, nobody plan to stay there 20 years.
No, not this way.
No, nobody, not this way. And Mayego, let me tell you, the country you left, when you look back now, there's no hope. Some people are here in Europe or wherever they are outside Nigeria. They have become grandpa in abroad. You are asking yourself,
already having 3 generations abroad. They can't even take them.
Yes. You are asking yourself, this journey, when do I go home? The place you are planning to go, no electricity, no roads, no health care, no nothing. Tell me, how are you? No security. Tell me, how are you just pack your bag and go? Tell me. These are things that I don't know if it bothers a lot of people that are here.
See, I did a program, right? I did a program sometimes ago explaining to people in Nigeria that if they don't understand some of the dilemma of Nigerians who are abroad, that they are wondering, why are they always concerned about Nigeria? Why are they concerned? Is that, you see, I have met people. I'm talking about people who have been here for a while, okay? They are comfortable, okay? But somehow, they are full of outbreaks, right? They feel like this wasn't the plan. Their plan was, when they turn this age, they were going to build a retirement home in Nigeria. Some of them have built those retirement homes in Nigeria. They can't even go back there now.
Of course.
They are staying in this country longer than they planned. And every day they open their TV, they open their online. They see every reason why they can't take the risk of going back there. But some of them don't understand that in Nigeria. They don't understand what that means.
It is a heartbreaking. It is a heartbreaking. When you are telling somebody, when we are talking to somebody right there in Nigeria, they feel like, oh, you are living there comfortable. Why? But they don't know that you live in Nigeria. You don't live Nigeria that you want to live here all your life.
No.
When you come to Sweden here, you know what I'm talking about. When it comes to coal is coal here like anything, my brother. So how do you plan to live
for anybody who has an option of going back to
How do you plan to live here all your life?
I know.
How do you plan to live here all your life? It's unfortunate. I just want to. This is the only thing I want to say, that people at home, let them know that we don't enjoy here so much.
No, we
if
don't.
Our country is good, believe me, we're gonna come home. We're gonna invest in one thing or the other. There will be a job in Nigeria, and everybody.
Remember, You go abroad, you make money, you send them back there to start either businesses or build their projects or things that actually help the economy, create jobs and the rest of that. But Nigeria can tell now that more people are now staying away than coming back to Nigeria.
Of course. What are you coming there to do? What are you coming there to do? What are you? When I came to Lagos, when the first time I came to Lagos, I thought Lagos was like a London or New York that I used to watch on the when he rains. When he rains in Lagos that time, give it 10 minutes, everywhere will be dry. I have watched football in National Stadium too, Lele. That time they have Abiola Babes, they have Iwanyang, I have watched football several times there. I don't know. There was street light, everything was functioning. But now, it's unfortunate. It's hard where we find ourselves. Thank you so much, Mayego.
Thank you so much as well.
Thank everybody that is listening. God bless you.
And you too.
Good night.
You, sir. There are some other nostalgic moments that those who are older can always tell you. Things are changing these days. A lot of you are leaving Nigeria right now. With the way things are going, you are not going back to Nigeria in another 30, 40 years. You may never even go back again, right? And another damages that, I'm going my caller for a second, another damages that JAPA is doing to Nigerians is that JAPA has been breaking families, breaking up families for decades. I mean, for the past decade now. What do I mean by that? I mean, the ability whereby you say, okay, JAPA, and in that moment, before you finally settle yourself wherever you jackpot to, a lot of family members of yours are going to grow up without you. A lot of them are going to probably grow up without even knowing you, all right? And not just that, a lot of them are going to die, that you will never be there to share any moment with them. This is one negative area of jackpot. Usually when you go away for a year or two, you go back to your place. It's also good for your mental health. A lot of Nigerians are abroad. They've never seen the people that they grew up with, their family members, the real family bond. But they just have to cope wherever they are. Survive, just survive. A lot of them have lost their mind. And knowing that they will probably never have a chance of going back to that Nigeria, understanding the risk and all that, further messes up their brain. And look at this. With all the news you are reading from Nigeria, is that even encouraging for anybody to say, you know what, I'm going back? Even now your family member go say, they swear for you. What you walk on to? What you miss for year? What you forget for year? Families are being broken apart. Because of the failures of these criminals called your leaders. You may not understand this. If you're watching me from Nigeria, this may not make any sense to you. Right? But speak to those who actually felt like you too. They left Nigeria years ago. They thought they would be back within 2-3 years. Now the reality is setting. And they are now realizing that no matter how successful they are likely never going to come back to Nigeria in years to come. Majority of you don't know what that means to the mental health of a lot of us who have to cope in that code, knowing that year in, year out, we just have to remain in that code. You have no idea, do you? Hello. Baba, how you doing?
I'm jolly good, my
I am so sorry for keeping you waiting. I just had to say that there. I've said it before. I just had to say it again. There you go.
Honestly, my ego, I'm just going to stand on that because, you know, when people are abroad, they think it's just the best. Yes, you might have a way of contributing to, you know, the families back home because, you know, when you give them dollars, you know, or pounds, it just, you know, they have more money to spend and all that, you know, but it's not the same.
Imagine you going on Facebook and you are seeing your family members doing graduation. You're like, Omotani, whose son is that? They say, Dami's daughter.
Even be there.
She's 18 now. You're like, oh my God. So I've left Nigeria for the past 20 years. Dami had a daughter. She's 18. She's graduate. Oh my God, and she didn't know me. And a lot of people live like that. A lot of us watching me right now, they are sitting in front of their screen and I'll be like, oh God, that's true. That's true. That is one bad. That's one consequence of bad leadership that is actually ruining the mental health of a lot of us abroad. But nobody is talking about that because we have money. We give them money. We should be fine. No be so?
I I speak about it a lot because one of those ways which I try to have a bond with my family back home, especially my cousins, which we grew up together. I'm going to give you a very good example. My son, one of my sons, shares a birthday mate with like my cousin, and this my cousin. We grew up in an environment whereby this my cousin is my paternal cousin. My father and his father were brothers, and
Okay.
I remember how we used to celebrate birthday those days. We moved from homes to homes. My father, once it's my cousin's birthday, if it's a weekday, we close from school that day. My dad picks us up and we go and celebrate, whoever is in the family having his our birthday, and we don't leave there sometimes until 9 p.m. We don't even get to experience traffic and we get back home.
And your own children
And,
right now, and their own nephews and cousins in Nigeria, they can't even play together because look at the distance.
I can't. Yeah. So, and I'm just going to move away from that, the lead to my ego.
Sorry about that. It was an emotional thing, by the way. Every time I speak about it, I'm like, people don't think.
It affects me myself because I'm a family person. Because at the moment, I'm like I'm the heir of my family. Number one. Two, I have a role to play because my father is no more. But his legacy, I only try to keep that legacy going. Well, moving away from that, all through the week, I've seen what happened, some of your shows, the Gabon coup and all that. But I would like to remind a lot of people watching this night that they shouldn't celebrate the military in whichever form. And I'm saying this because we should really give this a thought. Somebody called over the week and said, some of this school, we can't celebrate all the schools, especially the one in Gabon. And I have a lot of reservations for that as well. The first school in Africa was in Togo. And that was 60 years ago. Exactly 60 years ago, 1963. People need to read the history. When I called into your program on Tuesday, I said the same thing. I said one thing that would not make us see our future and see where we're coming from is if we don't read. History helps us a lot. That coup, do you know, Mayegun, that coup was supported by France? The French government supported that coup. Let people, if anyone who knows history very well tonight should.
And they did not hide it, by the way. It's on record that they publicly said, yes, they backed the coup. That's the first coup in Africa, you're right.
Mayegun, exactly 60 years ago. So, in a nutshell, whatever wave is going through Africa right now, we should be very mindful of the Western incursion into the liberation we are trying to fight for. So people should not celebrate. That's just what I want to tell people. Irrespective of whatever happens, me in whichever way, even the ones that do not have the Western incursion in it, like the one of the J that people have said, okay, it is people oriented, because of some of the pronouncements of the military. We should be very careful. We should be very careful because that is not the revolution we cry for. That's all I want to contribute tonight.
What we end is that the military will chase this one away. And in no time, we're all going to gather again asking the military to leave. And I bet you it's never a good experience, especially for those.
That's just what I want to contribute tonight, Mayegun. You're doing a good job as well as usual. All the best, Mayegun. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay safe, all the best.
Bye.
Now, okay, hang on. Yeah, I got that. So the line is opened again. Okay. So once in a while, you get to see people who are going to speak from the heart. And what they're going to say is going to actually hit you so hard that you're going to start thinking. I bet I've made a lot of you diasporans to start thinking again. I said, oh, it's true. I didn't plan to spend 30 years abroad, though. I didn't plan to spend 40 years, so I was supposed to just do this, do that. After maybe 4 or 5 years, I'm back. And if I'm going to be coming abroad, it should be something I should be coming on occasionally. But this is me, oh. I've done all the studies. I've achieved almost everything I dreamed of. A lot of things that you used to pray for when you left Nigeria. You have them right now. All of them. Everything. But guess what? Except the supposed land you left. That you believe that you're going to the greener pasture. And you're going to come back and make the land green too. Now, the criminals have depleted the land, ransacked the land, ravaged the land. They have turned the people to paupers, poor. Here you get. And here we are. You are now having to kind of add days and years to your stay abroad until you have something that will convince you to say, well, the risk is worth taking. You can no longer wait. You are getting older. You need to go back. A lot of you are beginning to think that now, right? You begin to remember how you traveled abroad. That wasn't your plan. You didn't plan to stay abroad for 10, 20 years, did you? No, you didn't. Well, look at you. You are now an American. You are now a Canadian. Those are your saving grace today. You are thankful to God that above everything, at least you are an American. You are a Canadian. You are British. But those weren't your goals back then, 20, 30, 40 years ago. I'm just saying. So to those who are still packing their bags to Japa, one day you're going to look back and you'll be wondering, so I have been here for 10 years. So I have left Nigeria for 20 years. So that time when they do prayer to go embassy to pray for visa, now I'm actually a Canadian. And then you realize what they have done to you. Because there are so many things that we will never get back. Family, and so many other things. Those who left Nigeria in the 80s, in the 90s, those were those who probably kind of had the best experience of living Nigeria. A lot of them used to go back to Nigeria 2 or 3 times a year. That was a pastime for them, you know? But today, those numbers are shrinking. A lot of them are beginning to kind of have a further stay back. And you may not kind of have noticed this, but since I have now mentioned it, you are now thinking it and be like, that's true, that's true. You couldn't even really tell yourself why you stopped going to Nigeria, could you? Have you ever actually, like, apart from us talking about the insecurity and all of these things, a lot of you have already started reducing your going to Nigeria in the last 5 years. You couldn't tell yourself why. You just figured out that you don't really want to go anymore. Nigeria, the same place that you prefer to go to 4 or 5 times in a year, especially those of you that are so blessed. When I don't get money, like it's nothing. Now you suddenly feel like, I would rather go to Ghana. You couldn't tell yourself why. Those are the changes we are talking about, in case if you have not noticed. Here is another caller before we go tonight. Hello there.
Hello, sir, Mr. Mayegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing super great. How are you, sir?
Very well, too. Thanks for asking. And sorry for keeping all of you waiting because I just spent all your time talking to myself there. Good to have you.
Yeah, happy Saturday. God bless you.
And you too.
Yeah, God bless you. God bless you. Yeah, I'm listening to what that madam have said and the other man have said. Okay, that is good. Now, 3 things quickly.
Yes, sir.
There's a message for me, you. There's a message they sent to me, you, and the majority of the Nigerian populace. So let me deliver the message
Deliver
first.
them to us, sir.
Message first.
We are all ears, please.
Yes. This message, do not take it lightly. Yes. Okay, the message goes thus. They said, never mind them, never answer them. That is, them is a me and you and the hey, never mind them, never mind them, never answer them. Yes, and then never answer them. Yes, them is a me and you and the many populace. Yes, because they said that they can only talk because they don't have any power or authority. So that's the message. Yes, that's the message ahead. That is, me and you can only talk. That madam, and that man that I've called before, they can only talk. No action. No action.
Do. We can only cry and talk and complain. We can't do anything.
God bless Mr. Egu.
Me and you.
God bless Mr. Egu. God bless you. Yes, that's the message they start to convey to all of you. So that's the food for thought.
Because that's what they do all the time anyway. Provoke us. What do you go do? What do you not go do? They provoke Nigerians and tell them, what can you do other than to complain? Wow.
God bless you. Mr. Yegu, you are very super intelligent. In fact, you are very good.
Thank you.
Okay, let me go. Let me just give you one. I have 3 insights, but let me just give you one instance.
3 messages. Okay, you deliver the first one. Go to the next one, sir.
Okay, this one because now this one in the late 80s,
Yes, sir.
late 80s, when Frank Olise of NTA, if you can recollect,
I think I
Frank
remember
Olise,
that name. I'm trying to get it face now, but go on, sir. Frank Olise.
Yeah, he was the anchor of a news line, Okay, now
Remember him.
once upon a time, these armed robbers, along a first stack, they already finished their operation, everything,
Okay.
and they wanted to change their vehicle.
Right, to
early in the morning.
vehicles during the operation. Okay.
Well, God bless you. God bless you.
Amen.
And they didn't know that the vehicle the vehicle they stopped is one of the big wigs. This mafia's vehicle that the driver is conveying their kids to school early in the morning. And
they go and jack mafia's car
yes,
that they used to convey his children to school.
Yes.
I'm all here, sir. Go on.
Yes, correct. And immediately they killed the driver immediately. And would you know that within few hours, helicopters all over Nigeria, and 2 days later, they later found those kids at Idiroko. Idiroko. Now, yes,
like they unleash all of
this
the resources, helicopters, everything, looking for them, right?
I'm telling you, it's like we are fighting war. I think helicopters looking for just two kids. Right now, the kids may be around 30 or 32 years old now.
They are older now. You are right.
Yes. Now, on Sunday of that particular Frank Olise that is anchored the news line. Now interviewed the madam, the mother of those two kids.
Who is also the wife of the mafia? Go on, Baba.
Oh, God bless you.
Amen.
And this thing I'm about to say,
yes,
this cannot happen all over the world except Nigeria. So the woman opened her mouth and said, I'm out to cut her verbatim. She said, we thank God, only the driver they killed. That was I'm telling you. She said it. She said only the driver they killed because they didn't know who is the driver and the bunch of Nigerians. They are worthless. They are nobody.
They call us ordinary Nigerians. You know another one, sir. You know another one. If you read all the so Frank Olise, when he was reading the news and interviewed the wife of the mafia, she was thanking God that it was only the driver they killed, not their.
Openly, in fact, openly, all over the world. The woman said it. He said, I thank God, only the driver they killed. In fact, Frank Olise, he just speechless.
Like, how could you say that? So the driver no get life. The driver no be anything. You know another thing they do in Nigeria when they report their news, For example, let's say accident happened on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Now, they will say, oh, there is an accident that happened, a fatal accident that happened along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. 45 people died, including one senator, which is not like that. They will say Senator Anka and his driver and 45 others died in a ghastly motor accident along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. So Senator Anka, now him that one get name. His driver no get name, but they will match it to him. 45 others are other Nigerians who died, but they don't have to mention their names.
God bless you. So that's the food for thought for you. So Nigerians, the little, because they don't have money to shop, the little saliva, I don't know when them to be wasting the saliva on the talk without any action. Right now, wait, we can do, don't worry. Right now, the mafia, they are 2 or 3 ahead of us now, because right now they are liaising with Joe Biden. That is why he wanted to talk with Joe Biden when he come here. Is it this month? Yes. Want to come?
No, he's coming. He's coming this month, I think. Yeah, to New York.
To tell Joe Biden that don't mind them. That they don't mind them. I'm telling you, that's what. But right now, they are playing politics. Let me just give the Nigerians, if they can take my advice, is like Nigerians, please and please do not neglect this, because as they are planning theirs, let me just chip in one or two. The one,
make
two,
it one, sir, because of our time. Don't make it two. Just chip in one more.
Yes,
one more.
Yes. Yeah, one more. Now, Nigerians should call it Sean Hannity. They should call it Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity of Fox News. They should tell. Yes, please. Nigerians call Sean Hannity. Tell Sean Hannity that Joe Biden has no rights whatsoever to talk with any person that is
president from Nigeria.
Well, God bless you. Amen. God bless you. That's what I will tell. Please, Nigerians, they should not neglect this call Sean Hannity. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. The rest is classified. Thank you. God bless you.
Baba, see, I wish we have enough more time, but my time is so up. I only have about 5 minutes to go, and I'm just going to use that to say good night to everyone. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. Okay,
God bless you.
Amen, and you too. So next time, I hope somebody with that kind of vital information will call in early, so that we can have enough time to share all those info with every one of us. You love laughing, you love thinking this is always funny, cracking, and all that. But there is some information buried inside there. Don't let it be lost on you, okay? And thank you, all of you, again, for spending your evening with Mayegun and their friends. So thank you. I am going to see you some other time, right? If you joined us midway, I advise you watch this from the beginning again, okay? Just skip some part and then continue watching. I spoke for an uninterrupted 2 straight hours. You can actually pick a lot from that, okay? Then there are other contributors who called in and then said yes and all that, which you can also pick 1 or 2 things from. But until I see you again, right, you can only join me next time if you are a subscriber onto my channel. Subscribe, set on your notification. Facebook won't let all of you see me. Facebook won't let those who see me comment or like, but I am so grateful to all of you who continue to actually show up on Facebook, okay? Go onto my YouTube channel. You will never miss me. Trust me. And until I see you again, stay safe and good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Mayegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ ṣọ́ra jù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣúra kí
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ ṣúra kí.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣúra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣúra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣúra kí. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣúra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣúra kí. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣúra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣúra kí. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣúra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣúra kí. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ṣúra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.